Hello students, welcome. And today we will discuss IELTS writing task 2. And the question is, some people believe that violence on TV, films and in computer games have a damaging effect on society. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So the question is basically asking, do you agree or disagree? So you have to choose one side. So for agreeing, first point is social learning and imitation. Imitation means copying. Proponents of the idea that violence has a detrimental effect on society draw upon social learning theory and imitation of behaviors witnessed in media by masses. Proponents, people who believe. Detrimental has a damaging effect, and imitation, copying. So people believe that if there are viewers who are seeing violence in films or through computer games, they get affected by it, okay, and they try to copy that behavior. So let's say that if someone sees in a film the main character is shooting someone, so they try to copy that behavior. They think that, oh, it's cool, that a criminal is cool. He's someone who's fighting for justice. Okay, so they try to copy that behavior. For instance, a study conducted by Bandura in the 1960s demonstrated that kids exposed to aggressive models on TV were more likely to exhibit aggressive behavior in a controlled setting, suggesting a potential link between media, violence, and real life conduct. So, there was a study in the 1960s which suggested that when children see something on films or on TV, they try to copy that behavior. Okay, basically, kids who watched aggressive models on TV also exhibited the same kind of behavior. Okay, the second point is influence thought process. It influences someone's thought. So let's say if a person who gets easily influenced by movies will exhibit the same kind of behavior. So, to elaborate, the constant exposure to violent content may shape individuals' perception and interpretation of their environment. If we are constantly seeing aggressive behavior, we are inclined towards copying that same behavior. Okay, we see that that is the right path. Violence is the right path. Okay, for example, a research by the NHS indicated that prolonged exposure to violent video games may lead to a decrease in empathy. So, if someone is exposed to violent behavior, he is less empathetic about other individuals. Less empathetic means he is less likely to get faced, he is like less likely to get saddened by seeing poor people. Okay, and he will never help poor people. Why? Because he's constantly exposed to negative content. If and when there is poverty all around, someone tries to always crawl out that poverty, but tries to push other person back into it. It's the crab mentality basically. And an increase in aggressive thoughts. There are also aggressive thoughts. The first instinct is to kill. Okay, it's like animals. Like animals think, their first nature is to get aggressive. Okay, so let's look at the points for disagreeing. Representation of societal values. Opponents of the view argue that media, including violent content, serves as a reflection of existing societal values rather than a causative agent. So, people who believe that films or computer games do not play any role believe that violent content is nothing but a reflection of the society. So there is nothing imaginative. People are already aggressive, so they cannot get further aggressive, okay, by watching media, because they are already in the doldrums. Basically, they are already aggressive enough, and films do not influence people as other people suggest. For example, a film depicting violence may not create violent tendencies, but rather mirror the underlying social issues that give rise to such content. Film depicting violence is nothing but a mirror. It does not induce any further events. Okay. Second and the last point is controlled aggression release. And those opposing the view argue that viewing violent media may serve as a form of release. That viewing violent media is nothing but a form of release. It reduces tension that the person is going through, allowing individuals to vicariously experience, imaginatively experience, and purge to stop aggressive impulses in a controlled environment. It basically, this point is saying that it stops the impulse, the tendency to do a crime, because they're actually viewing it, so they enjoy watching that, and it controls their behavior. Okay, so do I agree or disagree? I agree. In my view, violence on movies, violence shown in movies and in computers does have a damaging effect on society. So, this was a very tough question, but I hope that you have understood some aspects of this question. I also hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you. And if you have any further questions, please let me know. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. So, if you like this video, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button